Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of In the Spotlight with Tabitha Collins. I'm Tabitha Collins, and thank you so much for tuning in to another week of my show in our second season. This evening, we have a wonderful guest. We have Minister Valerie Lawson Watkins of No Sad Ministries. Good evening, Minister Val. Nice to meet you here in the spotlight.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Ms. Collins. It's so wonderful to see you again. A long time friend and sister.
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to shine the light on your ministry. My show is all about shining the light so men can see, right? And we are in this season, in the second half of In the Spotlight, we are focusing on nonprofits in this season. And we are giving a window, a voice, a platform for ministries, businesses, entrepreneurs, things of that nature, even if they are for profit, but we are focusing on nonprofit to come on so we can get the word out so people know how to get in, get involved, get plugged in, and share, and you share, and others share services that are out here in the community that people might not be aware of that they can tap into because it's all about giving back and about service. I am called to helps, I am called to service, and I am called to getting this word out. So with no further ado, please share with our audience, who is No Sad Story Ministries?
Thank you so much. I am so honored and so privileged to be a servant leader for No Sad Story Ministry. My name is Valerie Lawson Watkins, and No Sad Story Ministry derived from a slogan that my mother used when she was diagnosed in 1992 with the full-blown AIDS. It was transmitted from my dad to her in the early 1990s. And she was an evangelist, and my father was a former pastor, and I am the only daughter of five brothers. And my mom and I, we were tight. I mean, she was my best friend, my ace, my mentor, my confidant, my shoulder, my rock. And at the age of 60, my mom found out that she had full-blown AIDS from the man that she loved, that she cherished, that she honored, that she was submitted to. And when you would ask my mom how she was doing, she always said, "No sad story." And at that time, during that period, during that era, AIDS was the most horrific disease and illness and epidemic that was going on during that time. And it was labeled as the homosexual disease. And we didn't know how my father contracted it. But at the time of the discovery that that my parents had it, it was devastating to us six children, of course, but it was more devastating to my mom because we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what AIDS was. The only time that we heard the word AIDS was from Arthur Ashe. That's the first person that we heard it from. And but my mom, being the awesome woman of God that she was, the prayer warrior, the lover of God, the lover of people that she was, when my parents were separated at the time, and it actually lay dormant in my mom for 10 years. My parents were separated for 10 years. And when it was discovered that she had it, when she was diagnosed, my mom was in revival, as a matter of fact. And we had found out that my father had it, and they never tested my mom for it. When we were called into the hospital, and the doctor diagnosed my dad, and my mom just went on, preaching, teaching, traveling. and we were adults at the time. And my mom was away in ministry, and we would talk every single day. This particular day, she called me from Vegas. She was in revival in Vegas, and she called me up, and she had this raspy voice and was coughing. And I said to her, I said, Mom, when you get back, I'm going to take you to the doctor. And called my second oldest brother, who was actually the first Black clergy that was positioned in New Haven, Connecticut, for the HIV/AIDS clinic. He was asked to be the director of the HIV/AIDS clinic in New Haven at that time. And so when I called him and told him what was the symptoms of my mom, he said, no, you're not picking her up from the airport. I will pick her up and I would take her to my doctor, not knowing that he was going to bring her to the clinic that he was the director of. And so when he did, he took her, brought her to the clinic, and the doctor tested her and brought her in, and then brought my brother in separately. And the doctor didn't even speak to my brother. He just nodded his head. And my brother knew that my mom had the same disease that my dad had.
Did they find out how they contracted it? Wow.
Father he didn't know at the time. He didn't know. And it was, of course, between my mom and dad. My dad, it was sexual, but we never traced it back from my dad because he didn't know that he had it. So we don't know whether it was sexually or oral or nothing. We didn't know that. We didn't find that out. So
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so tell us, with that background, which is amazing. It's amazing because I can't even imagine, right? But for God to get the glory out of that situation and story now. And what does No Sad Ministries base the ministry on, with that story being told? When people come to you and they need assistance, what are you servicing? Who all does No Sad Stories service?
No Sad Story at this point, right now, we service and serve those that are the peers that are HIV positive. And we provide housing, we provide testing, we provide counseling, we provide case management, we provide peer support, we provide personal items, clothing, food. We provide clerical and spiritual support for them. We provide care as far as insurance for them. We provide Medicaid for them, and we provide if they're able to work, we provide services, job placement for them.
It's amazing.
ID, if they need ID, or if they want to go back to school, we provide school for them, to sign them up for school, whatever is educational services for them, and what's needed. Ryan White services, referrals for them. And so that's what we do for them. A lot of the services right now are referrals because we don't have our own building, or we don't have our own office yet, but we are believing God for the Valerie Lawson Support Center, where all of our services will be housed under one roof, and that will be named after my mom. My mom's name was Valerie Lawson. And so that's what our aim and our goal is. to have.
Absolutely,
a person
absolutely
in Boston.
amazing. I'm telling you, I'm gonna jump on there and get in where I can fit in too. I'm telling you, it's
Yes.
absolutely amazing. And we want everyone out in our audience, our listening audience, to like and share this show. We want people to understand that these services are there for them and that they can get connected and plugged in to Minister Watkins' ministry, and you do not have to go through this alone. There is help and service out here in the community for you, and that's why we're here to shine the light on this ministry so men can see her good works, their great works. We're going to break for a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to have Minister Lawson go ahead. I'm sorry, I keep calling you by your maiden name. We're going to have Mr. Watkins to share with us um, media information and her contact information, events coming up. If you look on the back, I have one of her flyers posted. We're going to dive into that and how you can get involved. Please stay tuned and we will be back after these commercial messages. Welcome back to the second half of In the Spotlight. I'm Tabitha, your host, and we are shining the light on No Sad Ministries out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, with Minister Valerie Lawson Watkins. Minister Watkins, if you could go ahead and share with us the piece of the ministry that helps people that are dealing with domestic violence, and then go ahead into the events that you have coming up so we can let our studio audience know what's in
Thank you
store.
so much. I appreciate that. Yes, domestic violence. We have personally experienced domestic violence, not that we wanted to encounter, but on April the 8th, 2020, I had taken in my goddaughter, who I met through a notary signing in 2018. Because she was experiencing domestic violence with her husband of 6 years. I went to do a notary signing at their home. I asked her, I just felt in my heart that she just needed a hug. From a hug came a friendship, a bond. She told me that she had been abused by her husband for the first 6 years of their marriage. I asked her to meet with me every month. She did. And on December of 2019, she called me and she asked me to come to the house, came to the house. He had beat her so bad that she finally had him arrested. I was then taking her to the hospital along with the boys. I kept the boys, and they discovered that she had broken ribs, she had scarring, she had a fractured ankle, fractured arm, blood vessels broken in her eyes. And I took care of her. I asked my husband, could we bring her home, and her and the boys? And he said yes. One of the sons was 5, which was their son together. And the other son was 10, and he was by a previous marriage. Brought them home. Fast forward, April the 8th, I got up, had turned my dining room into her workstation because of COVID. I got up that morning on April the 8th. It was a beautiful morning. And I went into her, to the dining room where her workstation was. And I said to her, I said, you look so beautiful this morning. I said, just look like a ray of sunshine. She said, looked up at me. She said, Mama V, she says, I'm in a good place. And I looked over at Junior, which was the 5-year-old, and I said, Junior, I said, how are you this morning? He said, I'm good, Mama V. And I made a shake, and he asked his mom, could he have some of my shake? And she said, you asked Mama V yourself. And he said, Mama V, can I have some of your shake? I said, you sure can. And I gave him some of my shake. I proceeded in my living room where my office was, sat down. 2 minutes later, she and I heard this loud noise. We both jumped up out of our seat. She grabs Junior, and she proceeded to back up into the corner of my dining room. I jump up and I'm standing behind my chair. We both look, and there comes this man into my dining room pointing a gun. And he says to her, you playing around with me? You playing around with me? This is what you get when you play around with me. I looked at him and I made eye contact. I ran down my hallway into my bedroom and locked the doors behind me, grabbed my home phone and that I had been complaining to my husband about taking out of my bedroom. I grabbed that same phone, ran in my closet as I proceeded to hear gunshots. That abuser husband shot and killed my goddaughter, their 5-year-old that they had together, and he committed suicide right in my home.
Oh my God.
That day changed our lives forever. The 10-year-old slept all the way through the whole tragedy. And I told the dispatcher on the phone, I said, I'm not coming out of this closet until the police calls my name 3 times and knocks on my door. And that's what the police did. And he escorted me out of my house. And he said, Mrs. Watkins, please do not look in your dining room. And I said to him, I said, Alex is downstairs. Alex is downstairs. And he said, let me get you out first, and I'll go downstairs and get Alex. He said, you didn't see anything, and Alex won't see anything either. And he got us both out of the house, and we went across the street to my neighbor's house, and they proceeded to remove the bodies out of our home. And 4 months later, God gave me the title, Cry Out to Get Out, Unmasking the Mask of Domestic Violence. And we established the ministry. So now we minister to domestic violence survivors. We do not want another tragedy like Sharikia and Junior suffered. So we offer emergency shelter. We offer personal items. We provide clothing. We provide referrals for therapy, grief counseling. We provide counseling. We provide spiritual counseling support. We provide lots of hugs, lots of love, and whatever is needed for victims, survivors of domestic violence.
Do you take referrals from North Carolina? And just so the audience knows, we are based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you have anyone in a crisis situation, we will be sharing the ministry's information. Please seek help. If you know anyone that needs assistance with HIV/AIDS, again, we will be sharing that information. Please seek help. Do you take referrals from North Carolina?
Yes, we do.
Okay, she is in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is a stone's throw away from Charlotte, North Carolina. Minister Val, go ahead and give all of your contact information for the studio audience so they can share. Please like and share this show. It could be a matter of life or death, and we want to get the word out. Please like and share this show. Minister Val, please like and share this show when it does air. Go ahead and share your handles, your media handles.
Yes, you can find us at the website is mine, MYNSSM.org. The phone number is 704-516-1702. Our Facebook page is the Facebook page is No Sad Story Ministries, or Cry Out to Get Out, Unmasking the Mask of Domestic Violence.
And
Again,
please, okay, go ahead. No, go ahead, say it again.
and again, the website is mynssm.org.
And please know that I am 100% sure that your call or contact will be confidential.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Most
Could
definitely.
you, and that's a good segue into, I have one of your flyers in the backdrop. If you could explain your flyer and then also explain your other event that you have coming up, because we want people to come out and support and donate and give to the nonprofit. Please, our studio audience, realize and understand that this is a 501(c) nonprofit organization, and you are definitely able to give and donate to the ministry and to wytv7.org as well.
Amen. Okay, on October the 14th and 15th, we are having an extravaganza weekend. On that 14th, that Friday from 5 to 8, we are having a free concert at the Emperor Theater, downtown Rock Hill. We're having Abraham Statton's Experience. They're going to be our featured concert band, and we want you to come out. Free food, free concert. We're having informational vendors there at 5:00 p.m. Come and bring your information. Come and enjoy an awesome time with us, and we are going to be welcoming you there. On Saturday, October the 15th, is going to be our extravaganza dinner theater. I wrote the book, No Sad Story, and it is going to be a production. This is an exciting dream come true. Yes, my book is going to be a production, and we are going to be welcoming you, our guests, and the early bird tickets are $75, and after October the 5th, they're going to be $100. You are going to be featuring a dinner theater. It's going to be a theater, and we are going to also have raffles. We're going to have dinner. You're even going to have popcorn with your dinner, with your theater, with your play. And we're going to have professional guests there that evening. And most of all, we are going to have you. So come and join us. Donations are welcome, and sponsors are also welcome. We have a package, and you can find all the information at mynssm.org. All the information is on our website, and we want you to come and support that. When you give, you are helping us change lives for peers that are HIV positive, and also those domestic violence survivors that are needing your help and needing your support. Thank you so much for being a blessing to so many.
Minister Val, before we close, could you, our theme this year, we are asking everyone that comes on as a guest to leave some encouraging words from your heart for this ministry of wytv7.org. Could you leave us some encouraging words?
I sure can. What I want you to be encouraged about today, it doesn't matter what you are experiencing, what you are going through right now. Just know everything you're experiencing is only temporary. Everything is subject to change, and it's going to change for your good because you love the Lord. God has a plan. He's got a purpose just for you. And what you're experiencing now is only a lesson that you are going to pass, and you won't have to pass it again. Just go through it because it's only temporary. God bless you.
It's only temporary. It's only temporary. And we, again, want everyone to know we take this very seriously. Help is out there. Please, if you need any assistance, please reach out to us at WYTV7. My number is 980-907-3136, or you can call that number. You can call any number at wytv7.org. You can reach out to Tabitha Spotlight at Gmail, and we will get you the service and the assistance that you need. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing that story in your ministry. God bless you with each and every endeavor and events that you have coming forth. And we will definitely be lifting up No Sad Story Ministry and all of our thoughts and prayers. This is another week of In the Spotlight where we're shining the light so men can see our good works. We thank you for joining us, and we will see you back here again next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and have an amazing week. God bless you all. And remember to like and share our show. Have a good one.